What is going on, everyone? CJC presents WandA, workouts, and anime. Sashiburi jana, watashi no tomodachi-kun. Or the very emphasized Japanese VA version would be Sashiburi jana, watashi no tomodachi-kun. Right, it's been a bit, don't get me wrong, but I've just had a lot of things going on, work and personal life that have definitely been affecting getting some content out. I love making content for you guys, so I'm really dedicating the time to just make content. It's what I love to do. So just a little bit of housekeeping for sure. One, I am surprised that I'm doing a tier list. I did not think I would do so, but I'll talk about my rules for this tier list in a bit. Because, it's been like a few months since the last DLC. So, again, I do apologize. But going forward for videos, I've written like a bunch of scripts for certain videos. Also, if you hear the thing in the background, it's just my AC, so don't worry about that. But I do have a bunch of scripts written already. It's just a matter of like sitting down, reading the freaking script, and recording gameplay for it and capturing a couple screenshots. I do have part 3 of that what if series of a possible character past 3. I obviously don't think we're going to get one, but I think it's nice to just kind of speculate still and kind of still engage that community, because I believe that community is so fun to talk with and to, talk about builds and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for those videos. And also, I did make a community post. I know I make a lot of community posts, but I made one back in July discussing workout videos. So, the other half of my channel is workout related, even though the last damn near 100 videos have been One Piece related. Trust me, I'm not strictly One Piece YouTuber. I do also do fitness as well, so shortcoming, it'll be short videos of just explaining some things that I do that kind of help me, especially through injury and stuff like that, because I work out a lot, and fortunately I get injured a lot, which sucks. So yeah, so that being said, housekeeping out of the way, let's talk about some fucking rules. Alright, so look, I'm not the most meta person when it comes to these tier lists, okay? It's just who I personally had the most fun with. Obviously there are going to be some super obvious ones, alright? I do want to say one of the most important things to keep in mind is, these games, like the Muso games that are based off of anime, right? Like, excuse me, like Gundam Muso, right? One Piece Muso, you're piloting your favorite Gundam as your favorite pilot. You're playing your favorite One Piece character to just fuck up as many enemies as possible, right? This is not like super meta, because I saw one character, I saw a tier list that put this one character in A tier. Oh, if you have a certain build where, this one combo, dude, fuck that, right? He's my least favorite character. We're going to get to him in a second, trust me. But I think that's the most important thing. Obviously, you want to keep in mind, who can I, grind with the easiest, right? Who can destroy the most shit? I think that's, key, don't get me wrong, but I think the most important thing is playing as your favorite character, or one of your favorite characters, and fucking up as many things as you possibly can, right? This list is going to be a mix of both. And of course, keep in mind that every list is going to be subjective, all right? Like I said, this one guy had this one character as an A tier, and he's honestly my least favorite character in all of One Piece. I see him on my screen right now, and I'm getting upset, all right? This tier list was made by Ultra. Alright, so shout out to him. Thank you for making this tier list. With that being said, let's get some of the obvious shit out of the way, alright? And at the end of the video, I will rank them accordingly. I might do an S+. Let's do maybe S+. I think this would have been better as a live stream, but, if you guys want to see live streams, definitely let me know in the comment section of this video. But yeah, we'll leave this alone for now, okay? For now, we're gonna leave this alone. But okay, so let's get the obvious shit out of the way, alright? So, Kaido, base Kaido, they didn't give him the, I guess, most up-to-date moveset. I mean, how could they, right? They couldn't even confirm that he was a advanced Conqueror's Hockey user, let alone a regular Conqueror's Hockey user, right? But he's one of the few characters, I think, in all of Muso, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Muso fans, but he's one of the few main villains of the game that are actually, like, S tier, right? Because, you know, you defeat the villain, the main villain, the villain becomes a playable character, and there's a fucking C tier character out of this list, alright? It's fucking embarrassing. So the fact that Kaido is an S tier character, so destructive, especially his dragon form, which is incredible. Then they did the most that they possibly could. His dragon form is genuinely terrifying, so I do love the fact that they made it an effort to make it known that, like, yeah, he's a fucking force to be reckoned with. Whitebeard, honestly, one of the fastest and strongest, not one of, the fastest character, I feel, in my opinion, one of the fastest characters, and definitely the most destructive, right? So that's important. You can go either or. Again, we will rank these at the ends, properly rank them, right? Let's get these bottom ones out of the way, and honestly, we're going to rank this right now, and I am going to add one more character, Sanji. Alright, so let's talk about it. Okay, so let's talk about the other ones, and then we'll talk about Sanji. Alright, Beige. I love Beige as a character. Beige in Whole Cake Island was fucking fantastic, dude. Like, that, I feel like that arc kind of set the precedent for the other Supernova characters. Outside of Kid, alright? Fuck Kid, you know. But, like, Bonnie was awesome, man. I mean, Hawkins was a disappointment. X-Drake, we don't really know where his story's going, so Beige is definitely one of my favorite Supernova. It's just, he can't play, dude. He is too fucking slow. I really like the gimmick, don't get me wrong, it's like a really cool gimmick. I love the transformation that he has, right, to that big fucking castle, but it's just, he's just too fucking slow. And, you know, they did the best that they could with him, but, yeah, I'm just very disappointed with him as a playable character. Chopper, I mean, Chopper, what else is there to fucking say, man? What is it, 1,000 berry now? It's just Chopper, right? Ice Onis. Anyway, Bartholomew. I fucking hate Bartholomew. This is the character I was talking about, alright? Least favorite character, and I saw someone put him in the fucking A tier, and I was so upset. For one, I have played every other character in this roster that you see right now, except for Bartholomew. Why? As I alluded to earlier, the point of these games are to play your favorite character, right? Your favorite character, and fuck up as many things as possible. I fucking hate Bartholomew with a burning passion. Burning passion. If someone ever tells me with a straight face that he's their favorite character, we cannot be friends. If he's your favorite character and you're watching this, unsubscribe. I'm so serious. I'm really not a fan of Bartholomew. That is just my opinion. He's, I don't give a fuck if he has like A, B, C, you know, fucking the most broken combos. I'm never going to play as him. Therefore, he is going to be a fucking D tier character for me. Always. I don't care how broken he is. I don't care if he could fucking one-shot Kaido with the fucking triangle button. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not playing as Bartholomew. Period. End of story. Then, of course, we have one of my favorite characters, Sanji. So, Sanji, post-time skip, is I think the most disappointing character. I feel as if his combos don't connect, and it's not even like the fact that, like, you know, you can't fight female characters, which is really awesome, like a nice touch for Sanji. You know what's interesting? Unlimited World Red, you can fight females, but that's neither here nor there, right? It's just really disappointing that his air combos don't really land, and he's very reliant on his air combos as a sky type. A lot of his shit misses for me, if I'm just being honest. So, it's unfortunate, like, to the point where my voice just cracked, right? So Sanji has the lead D tier for me. He's definitely not the lowest, but he's definitely not the best character. right? So we're gonna go across the board here, and pre-time skip Luffy, main character syndrome. He might go higher, to be honest. We'll see, but I just think he's overall good. Of course, the drawback of using Gear 3 moves. He's overall good, and then of course post-time skip Luffy. With the Gear 4 transformations and stuff like that, of course that has to put him much higher, and then using the Gear 3 ultimate moves, that doesn't have the drawback of him going many, so of course he's going to be a lot higher for me. Zoro's also always going to be good. Again, we'll order these at the end, pre-time skip Zoro. I feel like most of the moveset is shared in terms of ultimates and specials. But base combos are a lot better, which is for me why Zoro goes here. He's just a bit slow post-time skip Zoro. So you know, you can either go 1, 2, but these two definitely lead the pack for me. Again, you know, I know there are some like optimal combos here and there. Oh, this does this does that, but it's just, this is, again, my opinion. Nami, I think, is B tier, maybe A tier. We'll see how A tier looks, how B tier looks, but I do love the setups with Nami. I think she's definitely one of the better technique types for sure. I definitely don't have no qualms with her. Usopp's actually like a lot better than I thought. I'll put you know, pre-time skip here. I've never been privy on playing as Usopp. I do love Usopp as a character, but you know, the more, this is when we talk about meta, the more of the meta tier list I'm seeing, I'm like, okay, let me see what Usopp can cook up with. And the fact that he actually can cook up is like insane. Low A tier for me, very versatile. Like, I'm very surprised at how like good he actually is. So it's very nice. So A tier definitely for a technique type for sure. Sanji pre-time skip. To be fair, I have not played pre-time skip in a bit. I think for right now, C tier. I don't think the female character thing is a qualm. It's just connecting combos. I think that's the biggest thing for me. So he might go B tier. I wouldn't have him this low. I'll put him B for now. I do like the speed type. I'll put him B for now. I think B is pretty good. Okay, we have Robin Chuan. She's okay. I mean, I definitely don't have no qualms with Robin. I'd put her B for now. Again, we'll rank these at the end for sure. So if you see your favorite character in the low tier, I think D tier is pretty set in stone for me at least. But yeah, I would put Robin B tier, middle of the pack. And I think same thing. Honestly, Brook's good too. Would I put him A tier? I think we're gonna go a lot of B. I definitely want to keep this like very tight. Maybe I do an S plus. We'll see. But Brook, very awesome as a speed type. I love the versatility. If I'm not mistaken, unless I'm mistaking it for another game, you know, you can manipulate the music and stuff like that. So it's like a technique type and a speed type body. Very awesome. So Brook's definitely there. I love Frankie. Frankie actually is awesome. I'll put him in A tier. Definitely, not only because I'm a Frankie fan, but I definitely think he is a really, really good Marco, one of the better sky types. A tier for sure. And unlike another sky type that has been on this list, his combos actually land, which is pretty freaking nice. So A tier, 100%. Ace, surprisingly so. I think they made Ace so freaking broken in this game. Definitely one of the better characters. S tier for sure. I love playing as Ace. The Logia aspect, I personally would have thought Sabo would have been better because of the hockey, but some combos are a bit slower, and we'll get to Sabo in a second. Shout out to his voice actor, am I right? No, please no. Alright, anyway, Big Mom, 100%. I feel like all Yonko characters are going to be S tier or A tier minimum. And we'll get to a controversial pick in a second. But yeah, the Yonko, right? All S tier. And again, you can order this however you want. We'll do that at the end. Karakuri, definitely S tier for sure. One of the best speed types, the most destructive. And when we talk about speed types, this motherfucker is speed, man. And I love the aspect, there we go, the aspect of the observation, or advanced observation haki in his moveset. I really love that. I wish they did that for post time skip Luffy. They give him like a special move or something that he can do. They didn't. Hopefully they do that next game. But yeah, I do love the that aspect for sure. Base game Shanks, for me, A tier. For me, A tier. I think post DLC, or I'll say pre-DLC. Pre-DLC S tier. That's not even a debate. S tier. But I think, yeah, so I'm sorry. I don't know if I misspoke or not. Pre-DLC, S tier. Post-DLC, A tier. I definitely think Film Red Shanks is so much better and kind of just knocks him down a tier. That's just my opinion. He has a better manipulation of the hockey blade. So for me personally, he has to go A tier. Definitely a strong character, don't get me wrong. Puts the power in power type. I just prefer Film Red a lot better. So that's why he has to go down for me, because Film Red, when we get to it, might as well do it now. Film Red is 1,000,000% S tier. That's not even, you will not debate me on that. I'm sorry. The speed, the range of the hockey, and you can actually build on the hockey. I forget who left the comment, but if you already have a hockey blade activated and then you go into full force burst, you actually get an additional attack boost. So that's a really cool feature. I forget who mentioned that. You know who you are. You know who you are. Yeah, Film Red Shanks definitely S tier. Again, we will order this at the end, and again, it will be subjective, so I do apologize if you're like, well, actually this character should be here. It's subjective. Alright, I'm sorry. Blackbeard, definitely S tier for sure. Not only does he have the Gura Gura no Mi, but of course he still has the Yami Yami no Mi, a technique type built into a power type, which I love. I love the versatility of incorporating aspects of different types into one. This is why he is going to be S tier for me, because with his Gura Gura no Mi, he's very destructive. Very, very, very destructive. In addition to his Yami Yami no Mi powers. So, I can never quite get the setups with Blackbeard. That's just me personally. But, when I'm able to, right? When I'm really able to, it's fucking destructive, and I love it. Cavendish, I really like Cavendish, honestly. For me, he's gonna leave B tier for now. I'm a really big fan of Cavendish. I love his speed type for sure, and then of course the Hakubo transformation. Insane. I love it. So definitely B tier for me. Law. Law, man. I'll say this. I feel like a lot of people have made this comment, and I'm in agreement, where Pirate Warriors 3 Law so much better than Pirate Warriors 4. And I think that's because of the scaling of the game, where your room can honestly encapsulate an entire section of the map. Whereas with Pirate Warriors 4, you can't really get that because the scaling is a lot different. Taking that into consideration, his aerial combos, man, are devastating. So devastating. I spam that counter shock combo 4 days. 4 days. So for me, he definitely has to go A tier. He's no S tier. He could be knocked down to B tier. He really could. But for me, I think for right now, we'll see how A tier plays out. Definitely an A tier character. But I would definitely say probably the lower half. But we'll see on that. Captain Kidd. Kidd, he is the middle of the pack in the B tier. Without the metal absorption, he's a pretty shit character, if I'm just being honest. So you need to spam the metal absorption. Of course, you can build your way around it to where, you know, maybe he would be higher, right? Higher in the pack, or an A tier maybe. But for me, like, without the metal absorption, which can easily be taken away if you get hit like a couple times, or even like once if I'm not mistaken, yeah, not the greatest. So he's in B tier. He's definitely destructive when he does have the metal arms. It's awesome to see, but I feel like an updated moveset from Wano, obviously we're not going to get that, so in a Pirate Warriors 5, then perhaps Kid would be an A or S tier, right? But for right now, as his moveset is, B tier. Hawkins. C tier. Definitely C tier for me. You know, I've tried playing him a couple times. I just wasn't the biggest fan, personally. So he's got to be C tier just for me. I know, you know, some of the combinations are really cool. I think his concept of his character is really cool. I just can't really get into him. He's definitely not bad. Like, he's really not bad. But he's not... I wouldn't call him average. I'll put it that way. Mihawk. Whew. This is tough, man. He's either a low S or a high A. I think I have to put him S for now. And maybe this is why we make an S+, but we'll see on that. Maybe an S+. Yeah, once you do the full force burst and you're able to spam combos a lot faster, holy shit, is this man destructive. I mean, it's insane. It is insane. So I'm definitely a big fan of Mihawk's combos. I think his concept is really cool, considering we really don't know much about Mihawk, right? So I'm assuming him building up for the slashes is just him building up hockey in his attacks. So really cool character. I'm definitely a big fan of him. Again, maybe low S, high A. S tier is definitely going to be loaded, especially when we get to DLC. But that's where I would put Mihawk for now. Jinbei, dude, I love Jinbei. Such an interesting character. But he's got to go C. That's just me personally. His moves are very destructive, but very easily disruptible at the same time. So Jinbei's got to go here. I think second lowest Straw Hat? Yeah, second lowest. I mean, at least I'll have him lead it, but yeah. Doflamingo, one of the better Sky types, again. Sanji. I love the puppet moves. I love some of the hockey moves that he has. Especially when you activate the God Thread. His full force burst. That is just... You're asking for, like, over, you know, freaking 5,000 hit combo, right? So he's definitely got to be there for sure. He's definitely easy to keep up combos with, especially with some of the newer skills. So he definitely has to be there for me. Crocodile. I have a fucking tough time fighting Crocodile, but playing as him, man, he's fucking shit. I'm sorry, dude. He is so shit when it comes to playing. He's not the worst, but he's not the best. I'll put him high C. The ground Sekko fighting him when he's an NPC or an enemy, I can never... He always kicks my ass. Like, the original Pirate Warriors mission, the level 18 mission, I have to struggle fucking getting past him and Doflamingo because he's always kicking my ass. So, but playing as him, oh my god, it's like... This is the main boss syndrome, right? What, you know, we would think Kaido would have, fucking Crocodile has, right? Fighting against him, so difficult. But playing as him, it's like, what the fuck is this? So for me, Crocodile has to be high C. Not the greatest character. Boa. Boa's a low A. I think she's very destructive. I think the biggest problem for me is trying to pause when I say this, I guess, but like stone people as much as you possibly can. But when you do, like the combos that she has is very destructive. I kind of wish she had more aerial combos. I think that would have been really cool. I know we never really seen her fight in the air, but I think more aerial combos, you know, to stone more people, or to get people to fall for her under her fruit. I think that would have been really cool to see. So maybe she, you know, she could be a high B, but I think low A for now, and definitely probably a... Would I put her above law? I don't even know. Buggy D Clown. B. I mean, I really don't have much to say about Buggy. Buggy Ball. That's it. That's really all I have to say. Akainu. So now we're talking marine territory here. S tier for sure. Again, we will rank these at the end, but yeah, Akainu has to be S tier. Not only I would probably say like strongest out of the 3 original admirals that we saw in pre-time skip, right? That and, you know, what is he, Marine Commander, right? I forget his title. Yeah, definitely one of the strongest characters in the game by far. Definitely belongs up here, but again, we'll worry about that at the end. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Kizaru. I'd probably put him B, like here, for me at least. Again, I think some of the Sky type syndrome, it's really difficult to kind of combo as much as one would like to with Kizaru, so it's very difficult to, you know, just put him up there. It's, yeah, just the Sky type syndrome, that's the only thing. Fujitora, setting up the meteors is probably like the most difficult thing to do, personally, compared to Pyro Warriors 3. And again, people are saying, well, the meteors are smaller. I don't think it's the meteors that are smaller, I just think it's the scaling that's different. So I think Fujitora still has to be there, because when you're able to get off a giant-ass meteor, you're like conquering the fucking the land in like one hit. So honestly, I would put him A. Just for that, like, if you really can set it up, he is an A tier character. It's just difficult, for sure. Smoker. Got a lot of love for Smoker, but he's definitely a B tier. Again, I do love the combination of types, you know, like a Technique type and a Sky type body. But it's okay, you know, it's nothing to write home about. He's okay. Tashiki is actually pretty fun to play as. Again, I would put her B. And like I said, I keep saying this, but we will rank these properly at the end. But definitely a B tier character for me. Her swordsmanship is very fun, so I am 100% a fan of that. Lucci. Gucci Mane. He's definitely A. I mean, there's no way he's a B. I really do love the in and out between the leopard form and the human form. Honestly, it really is destructive, and he's very fun to play as. A tier for sure. I mean, that's really all I gotta say on Lucci. And my favorite character in One Piece, Aokiji, Kuzan. A tier for sure. I mean, his freezing abilities are fucking incredible. His status ailment, right? Status ailment on enemies is insane. I think it's one of the best in the games. I personally think he's one of, if not the best Technique type in all of this game. So definitely has to be there. Sabo, honestly one of my favorite characters, at least used to be, only because he was voiced by Furyu, I forget his last name, but the guy who voices Amuro Rei. I know he's got some interesting controversy happening, but that won't affect my pick. I believe he is an average character. He's the character that I use the most, or I used to have used the most, pre-DLC. Because I do like his versatility. I think he is the best of both worlds. in terms of some of his power, speed, and of course his Logia. So I would put him in the middle of the pack. That's really it for me. Ivankov, B tier, for sure. I mean, just I don't really have much to say. It's just she's they're an okay character. Carrot is 100%. Speaking of status ailments, right? The electricity manipulation is so versatile, right? So I'm definitely a big fan of her combos, her combinations. It's really fun. So yeah, I'm definitely not putting her lower. I just really wish her Sulong form was an actual transformation and not just an ultimate move. Although it is understandable, I guess, that there aren't stages that are night stages outside of the Onigashima map, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that really is the only night stage. Yeah, I think that's the only night stage. So, you know, I guess, right, technically speaking, you know, it's not as if they're freaking Vegeta making an artificial moon, you know what I mean? So, that's why she's there. Okay, the Germa 66, the Vinsmoke siblings, are so much fucking better than Sanji. It's very sad. Ichiji, is he? You know, I forget the names. I know he's Yonji. And of course, Beiju. All A tier. I mean, they're all A tier. The better sky types of the game. That's really all I gotta say on that. Alright, so we are here at the DLC looking at Smoothie. She can squeeze something else. Hey, whoa! She's an A tier character. All that build up. No, she's an A tier character for sure. Again, we'll order these at the end. We'll probably manipulate things around and maybe actually do an S+. But A tier for sure, destructive. I love the versatility. I definitely am a big fan of her, you know, manipulating the water around her, the moisture in the air to get bigger. Right? It's interesting. I mean, I don't. The ring fruit, right? That's what her fruit is. Not really sure how that works, but it does. So, big fan of her. Cracker. You know, I feel like most of these DLC characters are minimum A tier. And I think the same thing with Cracker. I mean, Cracker's really fun. I was thinking about putting him in B, but I think Cracker's really fun to play as. I love the biscuit form. I don't know if they ever fixed it, but apparently there's a hack where you can actually do a certain combo and you dash out of it, and now you're permanently in his biscuit thing, so, or the biscuit soldier. So definitely A tier. I would put him lower A tier for sure. Not the greatest, but not the greatest A tier, so to speak, but definitely one of the strong characters in the game. Vin Smoke Judge, 100% A tier, and stop playing with me if you think he's any less. Until like a few months ago, I want to say like when DLC Pack 5 released, I wanted to play characters that I wasn't necessarily too familiar with, and Vinsmoke Judge was one of them, just because I wasn't a fan of him, right? Like, again, I don't play as characters that I'm not the biggest fan of, so I finally got around to playing Vinsmoke Judge, and holy shit, as a sky type, dude, he's one of the best sky types in this game. If not the best, right? If not the best sky type in this game. I was so surprised playing as him, where I'm like, oh my god, he did all that? One combo freaking like conquered an entire section, and I was just like so surprised. I'm like, holy shit, no way he did that. So Vinsmoke Judge is a very pleasant surprise. I'm very happy with how he came out. X Drake, so fun as well. I love the dinosaur transformation. It's unfortunate we didn't get obviously it didn't happen at the point of the release. His hybrid form, hopefully we get to see that in DLC or Pirate Warriors 5. because that was really, really cool to see, man. Big fan of the dinosaur transformation. I mean, that's really all I have to say. And I do love, I believe it is Advanced Armament Hockey, or Rio, when he does his full force burst. So that's like a really cool touch as well. So definitely a big fan. And I think, honestly, out of one of the first low tier, that's right, I'm doing low tier DLC characters, is Killer. I think Killer's really disappointing. I know that his full force burst, you get like the scythes coming out of, you know, thin air, like to the side or whatever, but he's really disappointing as a DLC character. Like, I'm not the biggest fan. I do like speed types in general, but he's probably the worst speed type. That's just my opinion. You can argue Sabo, I guess you can argue Cavendish. I'm definitely gonna stick up for Brook. You can definitely argue pre-time skip Sanji, but Killer for me, definitely probably the worst DLC character, if I'm just being honest. Urouge. Now this was really interesting. I wasn't too familiar with his moveset from reading the manga. Watching Stampede, I mean, that really didn't give me much. So the fact that they were able to make a complete moveset for him was really cool. I would put him A tier. I loved using Urouge. He was the primary character I used once DLC Pack 2 came out. I was just fucking spamming Urouge because he is so fun to play as. Damaging yourself, you know, to get larger. Pause. Definitely very versatile. Okiku, right? I believe that's their name. Okiku. A tier. Again, we'll fix this in a bit. And we'll knock some characters down from B tier and maybe knock some from A tier. But yeah, Okiku's really fun. Again, the ice ability, I think the swordsmanship, kind of the technique type and speed type into one is far superior than what Brook has to offer. Especially when you do her full force burst, where it's just straight destruction almost. Like, it's insane what her full force burst does. So I'm definitely a big fan. So Okiku, A tier. Kienmon, really fun to play as, to be honest. But I would put him B tier. Definitely one of the better technique types, don't get me wrong. B tier, I think, is fair for him. Maybe we will manipulate this in a bit, because we are winding down, of course, but yeah, definitely one of the better technique types. I mean, that's really all I have to say on him. I was surprised at the moveset that they gave him, on how versatile it was, especially like with the fire slashing. Really unique. I think it would have been cool if it interacted with other characters. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Pirate Warriors 3 had like weaknesses and stuff like that. Like, certain characters are actually weak to certain things, right? So like, you can easily defeat Kuzan with Ace and Sabo, compared to, you might have a difficult time fighting Kuzan, with like Usopp. So I thought that was interesting. Hopefully they do something similar to that in Pirate Warriors 5, because I mean, Kiemon fighting Sabo, maybe Akainu too. And of course, Ace, that should have been a wash. I'll put it that way. Of course, Odin. Honestly, character pass 1, Odin is 100% the character I spam the most, and the character I honestly still play as, even more than some of the characters in character pass 2. Odin is so fucking good, dude. Holy crap. His destruction, it definitely takes a bit for setup, like kind of the hockey blade thing, similar to Shanks, but Odin does a lot better, and they probably use the baseline for Odin for Film Red Shanks. And you can order these in either or, right? So I'm definitely a big fan. I mean, this should have been the baseline, I think Odin will be the baseline for other confirmed Advanced Conqueror Hockey swordsmanship users, for sure. Character Pass 2 is starting, and now we have Base Luffy, Rooftop Luffy, and Gear 5. Honestly, the way the pictures are set up, because this is one photo, I would have this accurate. Personally speaking, I much prefer playing as base Luffy over than Gear 5. Gear 5 is so much fun, but when it comes to like fighting, name the characters, it is pretty difficult for me to land or to combo without like fucking going 10 feet away from them, right? But when it comes to like AoE and stuff like that, Gear 5 is the best in the game, most likely. And then of course with Rooftop Luffy, if you're 1v1 fighting a character, right, like you're fighting Kaido and then you're using your full force burst, the Advanced Conqueror's Haki that interacts is so much more devastating, and his Rock Gatling, instant guard break. Instant. Like, it doesn't matter what level, it's an instant guard break. So that alone is S tier quality. It really is. Hybrid Kaido, for me, S tier. I personally like him over regular Kaido. That's just me. I love the combos. I love everything. I love that aerial combos are also, you transform into the dragon that way, which is really cool. Like, I think it's a really cool way to incorporate that, to still incorporate his dragon form without it being a separate transformation. Although, you know, that dragon Kaido, or dragon form Kaido, excuse me, has a lot more versatility in his moves than what was offered in the combos, but really, really big fan of Hybrid Kaido. For me, I like him better than base game. Then we have Yamato. For me, Yamato is an A tier character for sure. I'm a big fan. Yamato's so much fun to play as. They really are. I wouldn't put him S tier. With the transformation, that alone is probably S tier worthy. It's just, you know, no aerial combos for me. But yeah, A tier, really good. Not bad, not the greatest, but really good character. Definitely someone you can 100% play as and get through a mission. Why am I forgetting her name? Oh, her name is slipping out of my mind. That's embarrassing. I do apologize. But Shanks' daughter, so to speak. Wow, why am I forgetting her name? That's embarrassing. I do apologize. But her, yes. Oh, it's going to eat at me. What is her name? Hold on. I am so sorry. I need to look this up right now. Now this is bothering me. I'll hold on. It's at the tip of my tongue. What? Uta, there we go. Holy crap. I am so Now you know how I feel about this character, right? Uta definitely B tier. Her sky type really cool. I just think she's very easily disruptible. That's the only thing, but very destructive. They did give her the buff. Honestly, no, let's put her... We're gonna have to organize this at the end. But yeah, she, no, B tier. B tier for now. For sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, they gave her the attack buff. I still think that's not enough for me. Just too disruptible. Right, you need these setups for sure in order to explode the toys and stuff like that. She's a really good character, don't get me wrong, but what these other technique types have compared to her, I just think they have more. Kobe, I love Kobe. Not only the anime character, but also the basketball player, RIP. A tier. I mean, I played Kobe so much, and I did it even through his training log, right? The playthrough. Go give that a watch if you haven't done so already. Kobe's so fun. Him summoning the Marines. I forget the commenter who was like almost complaining about it and wanted what's his name? The fire guy from the Big Mom Pirates, the fourth ranking, I think. I forget his name, but he wanted him over Kobe. But I think Kobe's fantastic in this game. Kobe should have been in the game, to be honest. I wish they gave Kobe the Captain Kobe outfit instead of just the Marine outfit, which is kind of boring. You know, they're just reusing assets just to save money, which is really disappointing because there's a lot of fans who really love this game. But I mean, that's not, I don't know, it's not related to his combat, but combat wise, he's so freaking fun to play as. I genuinely love playing as Kobe. Really fun. And of course, the Legends pack. Honestly, this is not even, I shouldn't have to say anything about this. This is all S tier. Rayleigh is 100% the best technique type. You cannot tell me otherwise. Garp, I just wish he had more aerial combos. That's really the only thing. He can be a bit slow. You can argue he is an A tier character, but for me and my experience with Garp, so fucking fun to play as. 100% S tier. And then when you're able to get the hockey fists going, holy shit, it is absolutely mayhem. Roger, they made you guys know. They made me know. They're like, yo, we're doing the Pirate King, the former Pirate King, arguably the strongest in the verse, or was the strongest in the verse. Well, I mean, we don't know how he compares to like the Gorosei and Emu, of course, but from what we know, strongest in the verse, and holy fuck, did they make him feel like it, because he was so fucking powerful, man. Oh my goodness. You know, he really only has a few combos, and I guess the complaint I would have is his right after the end of every combo. That's the only qualm I would have about Roger, but outside of that, dude, he is so fucking powerful, man. He really is. They made sure, like, dude, this guy's a hockey master. We're gonna give him shorter freaking stars. Like, his Conqueror's hockey is a 2-star, where everyone else is like a 4-star. His is a 2-star. You can fucking spam that shit all you want. What? Excuse me? That is insane. That is so fun. I think the only downside, necessarily speaking, is his ultimate when he clashes with Roger. I forget what it's called. But it has such short range. But when you do land it, especially when you're 1v1ing an enemy, oh my goodness, it's over. It is over for that enemy. It really is. So, yeah, Roger definitely has to be S tier for sure. Alright, so this is my tier list for now. Now let's actually properly rank and maybe knock some people down. Honestly, maybe Rayleigh goes here for me. But yeah, okay, I'm happy with this. This is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, be on the lookout for new content. I will be recording those videos that I have scripted long ago, regarding, One Piece related content, and then of course be on the lookout for some fitness content. It'll be short videos, just talking about things like, maybe why I don't do certain things anymore, and maybe you can learn from that. So with that being said, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Again, it is subjective, of course, so keep that in mind. Do you think my tier list is shit? Do you think I should have done S+, right? Because we did maybe S+. Should I update this? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I will, of course, see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for sticking by. Thank you so much for subscribing. I wouldn't be making these videos without your continued support. So it's really nice to know that I got subs out there who really fuck with the channel. Means a lot. So that being said, see you there and in the next video. Peace.